and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in Manistee, returning to Acorn Hills to take on their Grey Squirrel layout. I have heard that this one is slightly easier, but nonetheless I'm looking forward to a challenge today. We have hole 1, 282 feet, dead straight, slightly uphill. It is kind of a long first hole, but we are going to full send our truth. Oh, that caught some wind. Okay, not a fire start. There was some wind up there. It's gonna be a long putt. Let's get started. And here we are, nobody's favorite way to start a round, and that's a long putt on hole 1. We probably have about 48 feet, and the wind is definitely swirling up here. Oh, not great, but hey, we'll take it for a hole 1 putt. Hole 2, and this is not exactly what I had in mind when I heard Grey Squirrel was easier. We have 511 feet. Looks like it's pretty much all uphill. The basket's on the other side somewhere up there. We have a nice headwind ripping at us, and we are gonna full send our wraith. Come on, headwind. Good throw. Really good throw. All right, we made it a good ways up the hill. Let's see if we can make a play for the pin. After a really solid wraith drive, the approach shot is extremely daunting. Right over that hill, it drops down very quick. There's a little stream and then the basket's off to the left. It's probably better that we're just throwing blind at it. And I'm gonna use this champion rhino that Tom gave me in his parking lot. I'm super excited. This is a nice old run. He said it's quite beefy, so let's see how it does. I don't think that's gonna be in a great spot, but let's find out. Really big putt here. This would be an amazing way to start the round. We're probably a little outside the circle, maybe about 35, 36 feet. Oh, Hunter. Oh my goodness. That was just not good. For the 4. Hole 3, here's another tricky one, 401 feet. It looks like we want to hang straight for a long time, and then the basket is hooked off to the right up there. As you can see, if we hyzer out at all, we're gonna end up in the tall grass. I'm gonna kind of go for it. I'm gonna full send my Hades way out there, and if this thing does not turn over, we are gonna be in a world of hurt. Oh, I felt so good about that throw, and it looks like we caught some of those branches up there. I'm sure we ended up in a decent spot. Huge bummer that we caught those branches out there. We are in a terrible lie with all of this stuff in front of us. I'm gonna try to lean out to the right and get a nice little flick shot with our Justice. On second thought, I think we want more stability, so I'm gonna switch to the splice. All right, hopefully we didn't catch a roll or anything. I think that disc switch was the right idea. That tee shot is a lot of fun, and I wish I could run it back. One thing that has completely taken me off guard about being here is how many times I've said the word squirrel. It really starts to drive you crazy after a while. I've said the word squirrel more times here than I have in my entire life leading up to this point, and my entire life from this point on. I've covered it. I'm set for life on the word squirrel. Hole 4, 467 feet. The tee sign shows it just dead straight. There's a lot of stuff out there that we're trying to avoid, like the tall grass. I think I am gonna go with a huge sidearm. I don't try these very often, but it sounds fun. We are just trying to aim for that kind of secluded, large bush / tree out there. We are gonna go with our Halo Boss. Come on, stability. All right, I think that was the perfect landing zone. We are still 90 feet away from the pin. We have a nice tailwind ripping behind us. We are gonna try to give this a nice little bid with our Pro Rhino. Good height, not a good bid. For the 2. Hole 5, 303 feet. We have a classic dealer's choice here. You can go with a flip up, just absolutely laser shot, or you can take this wider right side kind of hyzer lane. That's what we are gonna do with our Champion Leopard. Oh, be perfect. Nice shot. I'm happy with that. The Leopard is really starting to find a place in the bag. Hole 6, 269 feet. We're throwing completely blind here. The T sign shows it just being a pretty standard hyzer shot, so we're just gonna full send the Kotuku and see what happens. I don't know, felt good. Let's see if it was good. I'm curious how that looked coming towards the basket. I want to give a huge shout out to Tom here at Acorn Hills. I noticed a package sitting outside of Greta as I walked by, and he left me some of their house-made maple syrup and some maple pecans. They do collect all of the syrup from the trees here on the property, so make sure you check them out on Facebook if you want some real natural maple syrup. I'm really excited to give it a try. Hole 7, 243 feet. The T sign does show two different lanes. There's a dead straight and then there's a crazy, really wide, overstable sidearm shot. Obviously, we're not gonna go that route and we're gonna send the Envy up the gut. Oh, get some stability. Ugh, that tree branch probably helped us. That throw felt weird. The Envy landed way out here, leaving us a very tricky hyzer putt. For the 2, I'm gonna try to just get right in between these trees, hopefully give it a little height so it has time to crash in. Well, I didn't see it crash in, did you? I saw it roll 50 feet backwards. Well, I was feeling really good on our round up until now. We're even farther away from the basket, probably about 65 feet, and it is slightly elevated. Let's see if we can knock this one down for a great par save. Nope. Man, I'm surprised I overshot that. You guys have seen it so many times. Give me a 360-foot tunnel shot, I'll get you a birdie. 240 feet, put me down for an 8. Hole 8, 276 feet. There is a huge mound in front of us. This hole is completely blind. Last time we looked at one of these, we just blindly threw the Kotuku and it worked out. So let's see if we can do it again. That sounded very tree hit-like. Maybe that was too much of a hyzer. I'm not sure how the Kotuku landed here, but we'll gladly take it. We've left ourselves a very fun, probably about 65-foot putt, low ceiling Annie. We're gonna full send the hammer. Oh, dang it. Hole 9, 270 feet. You want the disc to hang straight for quite a while and then have a left dump at the end. So again, we are gonna go with the Kotuku. Looks really good, slide up there. Oh, we caught a tree stump and I think it kicked us to the left. I'm not sure how long of a putt that's gonna be. For the 2, Hole 9 break, and today I'm going to tell you guys another funny story, but this one is going to revolve around the aspect of unexpected results your first time throwing a disc. At my local course McGrath, there is a huge field kind of in between the practice baskets and hole 15's basket. Now when you're standing on hole 15's basket, you have a wide open field. You have plenty of room to the left and plenty of room to the right. Well, while standing there, my friend handed me this driver that he found and he just told me, hey, give it a shot, give it a rip across the field. This was many years ago, so I didn't really understand flight numbers. I didn't know which disc did what, and this one turned out to be a Roadrunner. And for any of you that are unfamiliar, a Roadrunner is an extremely flippy distance driver and literally kind of designed for rollers. Now, me being me at the time, the only thing I was trying to do was throw bombs as far as I possibly can. So I took that Roadrunner, ripped it dead flat, and it was the biggest, still to this day, the biggest and most beautiful anhyzer shot I've ever thrown. Now, the problem with my calculations and this wide open field is I didn't have the arm to really turn anything over at that time, but a Roadrunner, I sure could. And that thing just kept going, and it did bomb. It was a massive shot, but it also went right into a truck. Now, in the end, everything worked out, everything got smoothed over, but a value lesson was learned that day for him. Don't park your truck there. If you guys have any other funny stories involving throwing a disc, make sure you drop them in the comments below. And if you are enjoying the content, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Hole 10, 237 feet. It looks like it is just a big ante shot the entire way. Hopefully we can get some height, probably get some luck, and get a nice shot with our Waka Waka. Nope, well, we got decent height. We didn't get any luck though. Unfortunately, the Waka Waka could not make it all the way up to the basket, leaving us a tricky ante putt, probably about 70 feet. How good was that? I mean, that never had even a 1% chance of getting close to the basket. For the par, hole 11, 268 feet, looks like a pretty standard hyzer shot. We are gonna go with the Kotuku again. It kind of seems like a lot of these holes are fitting the mold for this disc. Don't hit that tree. It was, oh my gosh. We all knew as soon as I let it go, we were just nailing that tree. I'll be honest, it's not very often that you just have a standard putt here at Acorn Hills, which honestly, I have no problem with because it hurts a lot less when you miss them. Come on. Oh, hey, old-fashioned pull tapper. Hole 12, 328 feet. It looks like we just have a long ante shot, so of course we are gonna go with the Valkyrie. It's always one of the best feelings when the Valkyrie comes through for us on a tricky wood shot. We still have 220 feet. The basket is dead straight. We're gonna go with the Envy. It's always one of the best feelings in the world when the Envy really comes through on a tricky upshot. There's absolutely no frustration brewing at all. I just need this to be a good shot. We still have 130 feet to the basket. We are gonna go with our Pro Rhino. It almost sounded like we just hit a third tree. Crazy. For the nice and simple 4. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Dave. He just recently got into the sport and he just got a state berth in the MA4 division. And I also want to give him the double shout out for posting in the group chat, feeling good about himself, saying that he would have gotten 5th place in the pro division. Listen, buddy, there's a big difference between the short tee pads and the longs. Hole 13, it's only 215 feet, dead straight. We do want a left finish, and we are gonna send our new Rhino. All right, kind of a weird, really straight skip, but not a bad throw. For the 2, nice putt, we needed it. Hole 14, 195 feet. The basket's right there. Every time I step up to one of these holes, I feel like I need some kind of flick roller, but I don't have some kind of flick roller. So I am gonna try to just whip my splice up there on a forehand. I'm sure we're gonna be stuck with the long putt, but you never know what happens. Well, that's a long putt, all right. If anyone has any recommendations on how I should have played that hole, please let me know, because I honestly had absolutely nothing standing on that tee pad. We've left ourselves a very long, probably 85-foot putt, slightly uphill for the 2. Oh, not a bad run. For the par, hole 15, this one is kind of hard to see anything on. We have 320 feet. We're throwing dead straight over these 2 stumps in front of us, and then we do want a gradual left finish. So we are gonna full send our champion leopard. Oh, it feels perfect. Highs are out, maybe it's not perfect. Well, we didn't get any hyzer, but that was a perfectly straight shot. Going dead straight didn't work out as bad as I thought. If you did not see the first half of Acorn Hills, this is just a reminder, it is private. So it is $5 to play, and when you get here in the parking lot, make sure you fill out a waiver, and you only have to do that once a year, and then you're set, and it will tell you which course you're playing. These 2 courses do share 18 baskets, but they have 2 completely different layouts. So it's just a quick reminder for anyone who missed that the first time around. Hole 16, and this is one of the few holes that the courses do share. It's 314 feet. Dead straight. You want a slight hyzer after about 250 feet, and it is slightly uphill. We are gonna full send our leopard. Come on, get up there. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. At least it fell in the middle of the fairway. If I recall, I think we played this hole a lot better our first time around. We still have 110 feet, pretty standard little hyzer shot. Hopefully we can at least hit some metal with our Rhino. Be good. Oh, that was a good run, we'll take that. For the 3, hole 17, it's 300 feet dead straight on an absolute rope. We are gonna full send our leopard. Nope, that's really bad. Goodness, we are not finishing very strong. That tree kick may have helped us, to be honest. We have left ourselves a very tricky approach shot. We're still about 130 feet from the basket. I'm really hoping the Piwaka Waka can bail us out of this one. Get up there. All right, that cut roll didn't help, but it should give us a chance to save our par. We've left ourselves about 30 feet for the par save. Yes, we needed it. That would have been such a bummer to pick up a bogey towards the end of our round. Rounding off our very fun day here in Manistee, taking on Grey Squirrel, we have hole 18, 248 feet, giant meat hook to the left. I'm sure you guys can't see anything sadly, but we are gonna full send our scepter. Oh, we did catch a few trees, but I think it'll work out okay. The scepter was a bit anticlimactic for hole 18, but hopefully we can knock down this long, probably 50-footer and end on a good note. Come on. Oh, classic. At least we ended with a basket hit. And that wraps up part 2 of Acorn Hills in Manistee, Michigan. And today we took on Grey Squirrel. And just like its counterpart, guys, this place is just amazingly beautiful. I will say the courses play somewhat similarly. Grey Squirrel definitely feels a bit shorter, and it's not so reliant on hitting key placement shots like Fox Squirrel is. And also like its counterpart, the tee signs, tee pads, and the baskets are all in amazing shape. The signage from hole to hole is perfect, and you never have to worry about getting lost. And like I mentioned earlier, these courses do share baskets, and it is very impressive to be able to make 2 full course designs while only having 18 baskets. As you guys noticed from the video, a key component that you're going to need to lay down a good score here is a good flip up, dead straight tunnel shot. One important thing to mention is that this is the first iteration of both of these courses. Over time, Tom does have plans to make tweaks, make this course better where he can, and keep perfecting it. Flip up tunnel shots are not the only thing needed here. You are gonna need some big turnover ante shots, some big hyzer shots, a little bit of everything. Overall, I'm going to give Grey Squirrel the very solid score of 8.5 out of 10. Kind of like its counterpart, some of the shot shapes did start to feel a bit repetitive, kind of reaching for the same disc on multiple different holes, but like I said, he only intends to make this course better over time, and he has all the key components already. He's got the beautiful landscape, he's got the space, the tools, the equipment, so it's only going to go up from here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.